We've heard so much hype about virtual reality, but for most of us, it's been just out of reach. Now, this goofy-looking gadget from Samsung and Oculus called the Gear VR makes a pretty compelling virtual reality experience, something you can afford to take home. For just $100 plus one of this year's Samsung phones, Gear VR is the first 360-degree entertainment system that feels right. You won't mistake what's going on inside this newfangled Viewmaster for reality. I can clearly see pixels, and the world around me looks like I'm looking through a screen door. Yet after using the Gear VR for the last week, I found myself being drawn into its virtual worlds for longer and longer stretches of time. If you've only ever tried freebie headsets like Google Cardboard, it's worth giving VR a second shot with this. To use Gear VR, you'll need the Galaxy S6 or Note 5 or another of Samsung's compatible smartphones. They provide the screen and the brains. Gear VR has two things going for it that are critical for virtual reality to have its mainstream moment. First, Samsung and Oculus have made great strides in combating that queasy feeling that VR is famous for. The urge to hurl is caused by herky-jerky scenery that doesn't match what your brain is expecting. Gear VR has its own motion sensors that do a much better job of tracking your head movements when you're turning or looking up. And it pushes the Samsung phone's processor to cut motion delay to under 20 milliseconds. Second, right out of the box, Gear VR makes it easy to access a surprisingly wide world of content. Over 100 apps now in the Oculus Store, with 40 more coming in the next few months. Yes, there are plenty of enhanced shoot-'em-up games, but there are also experiences that are exclusive to VR. In Land's End, for example, you float through a beach landscape to unlock puzzles. It's pretty zen. I was also surprised to find immersive, theater-like environments. My favorite, from an app called Verse, lets you visit the set of Saturday Night Live during its 40th anniversary special. You can spin around to watch Jerry Seinfeld's monologue and the celebrity reactions. Can you spot Sarah Palin? Not all of this content is unique to Oculus, but the interface you use to browse and buy it makes it easy. Directors and game makers are only just beginning to understand VR as a medium. But from what I've already seen with the Gear VR, I'm ready to strap in for the ride ahead.